Come on, peeps. So I'm gonna respond to a comment. So a comment that was made. I didn't really read it too much, but I know it's something about being in female business and such, and telling females how to be feminine, right? So I ignored that part. But I did see something about that I need to. Why don't I do a video on on telling men how to be better men? So that gave me a great idea. Let's talk about how to be a better man, right? What does it mean to be a man? Does anyone even know, class? I guess I don't know because I was raised by a single mom, right? So who am I to tell you how to be a better man when I wasn't even raised by a man, right? But you know, one thing that I will say that I do, and I definitely will say that I give myself props on, is doing research, right? I do the research, peeps. I try to research different things. And one of the things that I do now, we're gonna see two videos. One video I just ran into, which is a code to be a better man. I'm gonna listen to what he has to say. Then I'm gonna go back, and there's a channel that I typically sometimes will watch that will give you things on how to be a better man, right? I think it's 7 tips on being a better man. So let's go ahead and get into this, because that great idea though. Thank you for that idea. Let's get into this, because some of y'all, I think, are confused as to what being a good man, and it's not even about being a good man, it's just how to be a better man, right? Number one is understanding your purpose in life. And that's another thing. Women will always complain about they can't find a good guy. But your reasoning why you can't find a good guy is because you don't find men who state their purpose and their direction and where they want to go in life. That's never your question. I've been on many dates. I have never been asked, what's my purpose, or what do I want to achieve in life? I've never been asked that. But when it comes to sex, oh, y'all are all in on that shit. We can go deep down into the rabbit hole about sex. But when it comes to real life situations, I've never been asked about my purpose. But let's get into this, peeps. Let's get into it.
They'll have the young wolves up front, the elderly, older wolves in the middle, and the leader of the wolf pack is always in the back.
Right.
I believe there's a code to live by. I believe every man should have their own personal ethos, their code to live by. And I think every man at some point, as they reach self-awareness, a level of confidence in their own skin, a level of understanding what their purpose is in life, will have their code. I definitely.
That's the key, peeps. Making sure you have a purpose in life. Do you know that when I was in high school, I pretty much was already planning on what I wanted to do in life. I wanted to go to college. I wanted to hopefully, find a little cute little mama. You know what I'm saying? College, you know what I'm saying? In college, have maybe 2 kids. But that was going to be down the road. Like, I didn't think I was going to have kids until probably about 30, 35-ish. Because I figured, when we got out of college, we would want to first get a job, have a little fun, travel, and then do the family thing, right? That was my thought process anyway. But yeah, go to college, get the degree, get the job, figure out where we wanted to live. I knew that I had to be careful about where I was going to live. I knew I was going to be in a big city, right? But I had a vision, even as a young pup, even as a young Obs. Young Obs had a vision. Now, my vision has been derailed by certain things and it's changed, but I'm still kind of getting to that level, right? So, yeah, getting on your purpose. That's why I said you women need to find a man that actually is on their purpose and has a direction in life. And how you do that is asking him what his 5-year, 10-year plan is. If you're my age, 40, asking a guy what he's looking where he see himself in the next 10 years and where he wants to be in the next 10 years, right? That's going to be key. But let's keep going.
We have mine, and we can talk about that later. But masculinity for me is not, going around beating your chest.
Correct.
In fact, on TikTok, there's this song that goes,
And I want to say something. Being a man doesn't mean sagging your pants, going around here killing people, acting hard, trying to be, like he said, beating your chest, making it seem like you're just. That's not being a man. But let's keep it moving. I know some of you women like that for some reason, but that's not a man.
What's up, bro? I'm the alpha. Have you know what I'm talking about? People dance to it, right?
Dude, I can't say.
And every time I see that, I realize if you're the alpha, you don't have to announce you're the alpha.
Correct.
You just
It
show
just
up
is what
as
it
the
is.
alpha.
Yeah, yeah.
And the alpha, by the way, in every tribe, from animals to humans, is usually the person who's most quiet. He's observing. He's looking to protect.
Yeah.
He's looking to serve.
Yeah.
He's looking to provide. Like, it's a big responsibility to be alpha.
Definitely.
What that song talks about, they should change the word alpha to I'm the bully. I'm the bully.
Right.
Because that's when you beat your chest, you're the bully. When you need to show off and peacock, that's the bully. When you need to AMOG, which means alpha male of the group, if you need to act like you're the alpha male of the group, you're being a bully.
Right.
And I can tell you that because I never once thought of myself as the alpha. Just people were like, you know what, would turn to me naturally in chaos and crisis and disaster and be like, what do we do now?
Right.
I was like, why is everyone turning to me? And I realized that there's a pattern of life that I've lived where I've been consistent.
Yeah.
I've kept my nose out of I've been in plenty of trouble.
Sure.
And that's all over the internet. And you could see that. I've, people who want to Google and watch that. But all that trouble has led me to what masculinity is to be a servant, is to be a leader, is to be a problem solver. It's to be able to mentor.
Yeah.
I had a gentleman named Jim Franco mentor me in my 20s, almost the same age that you are. I mean, talking about full circle, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And then now I get to mentor you, and I got to see you at 10, 11 years old growing up when I was training your mom in a boot camp environment for fitness. But yeah, masculinity to me is really being that protector, the provider, the source of security, the servant, leader. And when you look at like a wolf pack, especially when they're moving through snow or through a forest, they'll have the young wolves up front, the elderly older wolves in the middle, and the leader of the wolf pack is always in the back.
Right.
And one of my favorite books by Simon Sinek is Leaders Eat Last. And that the leader of the wolf pack is in the back, watching, knowing that the elderly older wolves are likely to get attacked from behind, right?
Sure.
And so that's where the leader is.
See, y'all didn't know that shit. I love this analogy. I love that. See, these guys that y'all see on the internet, these guys that y'all see, here's the thing that women know. And I'm going right back to the women because you wanted me to talk about being a better man, right? So I'm trying to teach you how to find that better man, right? Because see, men go around here acting hard and acting like, like they're this big bad whatever. I'm gonna tell you something. Most real men are not too much concerned about themselves. They're just not. Most real men that I've come across, like he said, they're more quiet, they're more observant. Peeps, listen to me. And I'm not trying to throw any I'm not trying to throw no gratitude towards me. I'm in HR. As a man being in HR, my thought process is never on me at all. When I go out to work in the morning time, I finish my reports. I always go out there. And one of the things that I try to do is I try to go out there, I try to talk to people, see what's going on with them. What's on your mind? What's your emotions like? That way I can give them a rational reason as to why certain things are the way they are. A lot of times, there's no shots to management to where I work, but a lot of times we don't do a good job at educating people on why things are the way they are, why you got to do this, why you can't do this, right? I've been out there. I think most people now have an understanding of how things operate and how things work because I explained to them why, right? Masculine men tend to not worry about themselves. They worry about the people around them. They worry about the people around. They worry about the protection of them. Like he just said, the alpha man, number one, will never go around talking about he's an alpha. Okay. Anyone that goes out saying that they're an alpha man, first off, they're a fraud. Okay. Now they may teach you about alpha men, but they themselves can't sit there and proclaim that they're alpha. You know who? When you're chosen as a leader, you're not choosing yourself as a leader. People choose you to be a leader, right? They choose you to be a leader. And as a leader, I'm always on the back end looking out for stuff. Work source. When I was at a company, right, I was the one that was making sure emails were taken care of, making sure people were released, making sure all the loose ends were taken care of while everybody else was filling positions because they didn't care nothing about anything else, right? They saw me as the leader on the floor because of the fact that I was taking care of business. I didn't care about making myself look good. In fact, I've even have gone and given people advice that I should have gotten credit for, but I didn't give a flip about no damn credit. And matter of fact, I think I've even had stated out loud that I don't care about all of that stuff. I just want the position filled. I want to make sure that the clients are taken care of. I want to make sure that the business was taken care of, right? My job is to stay in the back so I can see out here in front, see what's going on, hear what's going on. Look at what's going on at front desk. If there's people getting rowdy up at front desk, me getting up, handling that situation, right? That's what leaders do. We don't worry about what... listen, I got plenty of backlash for not filling position and not doing certain things. But you know what? I didn't care because I wanted to make sure that everybody else around me was taken care of. That's a good example of, and I'm not saying I'm an alpha because I'm definitely not an alpha male. Okay? I can tell you that right now. I'm not an alpha. But I would consider myself more of the leader. And I don't try to be a leader, right? I just want to be the person that I want to make sure that you're good at what you're doing. I want to make sure that you're at your best. I want to make sure that you have what you need, right? Whether that's knowledge, tools, whatever. Again, HR. Okay, I'm HR. That's what HR is for, really, right? So
That's where the
I wanted to go into 7 things men should do every day to be better. This is Alpha M. Now, what did I tell you about now? Now, I'm not, he doesn't consider himself an alpha, but it's just that, you know, it's Alpha M. It's a channel. He does a really good job at explaining some things that you should do, shouldn't do, you know, so we'll get into this. So, all right. Struggle streaming already. Peeps. All right, let's get into this.
Not even fair to other dudes. If you're ready to kick more ass, gentlemen, why don't you drop me one
Go ahead,
of
subscribe to Alpha
first
M.
daily habit that if you implement, you're gonna start kicking ass like you have never kicked ass before. Is plan less, do more. Less planning. If you spend all your time planning,
you know what? I ain't gotta tell you that. Yes, as men, we need to stop planning shit, stop talking about what we're gonna do. Just do the shit. You know, one thing about good men is that they will never reveal what they're gonna do. They don't even say what they're gonna do. They just do the shit, and then they'll announce, "Hey, we only made some changes, and this is what we did." And listen, when it comes to women, right? If you meet a man and he just does shit without even telling you, don't get mad at him, right? That's your leader. Right? He's doing shit now. He'll tell you. And then you'll be like, well, damn, you should have told me before, right? If you are in that situation, that's a good situation to be in. Because that's a man that's probably doesn't have time to tell you what he's going to do. He just does the shit because he knows it needs to be done. Okay?
and preparing and making sure that everything is lined up and everything is perfect. Grab yourself by the well-manscaped cojones and go after it. The second daily habit that is guaranteed to change your life is stop drinking alcohol. If you're an OG Alpha M subscriber, I would like to give you a knuckle bump. You also probably remember the video I did talking about the 10 surprising things that happened when I quit drinking alcohol. Guys, if you missed that video, I'm gonna link to it down below. But in a nutshell, this was about 7 or 8 years ago, I actually stopped drinking alcohol. But the reason I stopped drinking alcohol was so that I could quit chewing tobacco. I used to dip, I was crazy addicted, like 2 cans a day. I know that surprises a lot of you. Bad habit I picked up in college. Anyway, I quit drinking because drinking was such a trigger. Whenever I would drink or have a beer, I craved it so bad. And it was very important to me to actually finally quit. 6 months, 0 alcohol. And my God, my life changed. Everything in my life got better. It was almost instantaneous that every single aspect of my life got better. I looked better. I felt better. My mind was sharp. It was clear. I could think. I got up in the morning and I felt good. I got up earlier. I was more productive socially. My wife, I had better relationships, but it wasn't easy. It also came at a cost. I lost some friends because I had to change my lifestyle. I couldn't go out and hang out with them while they were getting wasted, and I just didn't want to. And the other thing you're going to realize...
I want to say something on that too. As a guy, now if you're a single guy, there's nothing wrong with drinking if that's what you want to do. If you're married, you have to be careful. Now, keep in mind, I do drink, and of course I have a beer, but I actually don't drink that much. I'm gonna be honest with you. People, I think I do drink a lot because I do stream, and when I'm streaming, most of the time I'm drinking. But keep in mind, when I am streaming, it's usually on the weekends, which when I'm drinking. So, what? That's 2 days out of the week that I'm drinking. So they just assume that I'm drinking a lot. But it's because they just see it online and see that, oh, okay, you're drinking a lot. No. In fact, I have a 40 ounce. I may have a glass and then that's it. Even tonight, I might, when I start gaming, I'll have a glass of something and then I'm done, right? It's the weekend. I ain't got to go to work tomorrow. But yeah, you know, if to be a better man, don't drink all the time. That shouldn't be a thing. If you're a woman and you meet a guy that drinks every freaking day, and I ain't talking about having a beer every day. I'm talking like he is drinking like he's at he's at the bar every day. Don't date that guy. Don't get that man no kids. What's wrong with you?
Want to be around it. Which brings us to the third daily habit that will change your life. Reevaluate what you do in your free time. If you tell me how you spend your free time, I'll tell you if you're going to be successful or not. Because honestly, in my opinion, the people who utilize their...
Now, I'm going to say something about this. Now, depending on what your goals in life are, right? Now, keep in mind, I'm a gamer. I game. I ain't getting away from that, right? That's what I like to do on my downtime. Now, there are people out there that strive for success and strive to get to the top. That's great. But keep in mind that comes with a lot of things. One of those things is stress. And I'm going to tell you right now, unless you're really good at stress management, like your boy here, I wouldn't try to do what he's about to tell you to do. I haven't seen this video, by the way. But I know what he's going to say. A lot of people always put in, you know, if you play video games all day, then you're not going to be successful. That's bullshit. I know a lot of video gamers that are actually really successful. They're making damn near 7 figures streaming all the time. That's what I'm trying to do. But the point is, everyone wants to throw the whole video game thing into this ring, and that we gotta stop doing that, peeps. Listen, if you're a woman and don't like a guy that games, that's fine. It is a hobby. It is an interest, right? What I would tell you is if I was a woman and I know that someone has a passion for gaming, I would probably want to participate, right? Because typically as a woman, you want to participate in the things that men like. But that, I don't know. But I wanted to point that out real quick.
Free time for productive means, even though it's like downtime, are the ones that are ultimately going to kick ass. If you are the person who's just aimlessly scrolling through Instagram, wasting time, if you're playing video games, or are you using your free time for things that are more productive, like watching Alpha M videos? Are you reading? Are you learning? Are you taking online courses? Are you going for a hike? Are you listening to podcasts? For my free time, it's all about me. I love to feed my mind, my body, and my soul. My mind, I like to learn things, whether or not it's an audiobook or an online course. My body, I exercise.
You bring up a great point there. Now I think about it. You women want to find a man that has a passion for learning, right? Now, one thing I will tell you about me, just off rip, I don't have cable. I don't have Netflix. I really don't subscribe to Netflix. The only subscriptions I have Crunchyroll because I love anime, and then YouTube because I don't want to pay the ads. So, but I watch so much YouTube. That's all I watch, peeps, is YouTube. Right now, my TV is on YouTube. I love to learn. Finding a guy that likes to learn, if he likes to read books, that's great. I'm not a book reader, but if reading books, and when we say reading books, we're not talking about reading novels and fiction books. We're talking about reading books to like self-improvement books, financial books, something that he can learn that he can translate to life. Someone that's reading books about the stock market or how stocks work or how cryptocurrency, like those are the type of men you want to get involved with. Those are men that if they are faced with a problem or something, drastic, they typically are going to be the ones that's going to find a solution to those problems, right? Because they're going to have a lot of broad knowledge. You're never too old to learn. Now, another thing that I shouldn't say this, but I'm kind of sort of in, class taking HR classes, right? Because even though I'm in HR, I do want to take HR courses because it's made sure, there's some things I don't know, may not know anything about HR that I haven't came across yet. Even though I've been in it for 6 years, there are some things in HR I may not know nothing about. But I decided to take some coursework in HR to, hone my skills. But that's neither here nor there. Let's keep
lift
going.
weights, I go for a run, I go for a walk. And my soul, I listen to music, or I'll go for a hike and throw on my Raycons. You are in the market for a new pair of the price of other premium earbuds, canceling headphones, and these things are badass. Thing that you're gonna notice like right away when you get like 30 hours. So guys, to check out the H100 habit that will change your life is reset your room. What I mean by resetting a room, when you leave a room, whether or not it's your living room, your bedroom, your kitchen, your office, I want you to clean it up before you leave. In the morning, when you get out of your bed, make your bed. Done shower.
Okay. Smooth tip. Now, I've already said this in a couple of my videos where I don't date women who don't clean. Like if your house looks like it's been hit by a tornado, I don't care if you have 2-3 kids, I don't care what age they are. If your house looks like it's been hit by a tornado, I'm not dating you. If your car is not clean to where, when I say clean, I mean I've had women who had like a bunch of trash, like you got cups and papers and notebooks and clothes also. Like when I try to get into your car, you actually have to move a whole bunch of shit just so I can sit down. And even when I get in the car, your floorboard is full of no, peeps. Men, same way. Men should never, you should never go to a man's place and it look like trash, right? His place should be clean. The only thing that you should see is dust, but his place should be clean. What that tells you is that that's a man that actually has structure. He has structure, I bet you, and he probably most likely have a schedule, and he probably has a routine. That's the type of man that you want to go after. That right there is a good start. When you all are dating men who houses look like it's been hit by a tornado, like I said before, you are who you attract. So
Shower and hang up your towel, your toothbrush, put it away, your razor, clean it off, put it in your drawer. Turn the room to perfect. This includes your kitchen. Instead of putting dirty dishes and cups in the sink, rinse them out, put them in the dishwasher, put everything away. It's all
I'm gonna tell you right now, that's exactly what I do, peeps. I will not put dishes, like right now I got a cup that I'm letting soak, but I will not put dishes in my sink. When I get done with it, matter of fact, I don't even really rinse them out because I was told that you shouldn't do that. That's a different story. Anyways, I put the dishes in the dishwasher. I don't even put them in the sink. I don't see the point in it. Because while putting it all in the sink, then you gotta transfer it to the damn dishwasher. My skillet, what I'll do is once I get done with it, I'll put some soap in it, put some water in it, put it back on the stove, on the hot aisle. Let it sit for a couple of hours to a day, and then I'll rinse it, dump the water, then put it in the dishwasher. That's how I do it anyway. And let me just say this, you have to load your dishwasher a certain way too. So if you have issues with stuff getting clean, like cups and stuff, it's because you're not loading your dishwasher correctly. Again, there are YouTube videos on how to do that. Research it.
all about keeping your environment clutter-free and clean. It's amazing on how this impacts your ability to be more productive. Possible to be productive when you have a lot of clutter, chaos, and filth. Gentlemen, clean it up. Reset the room before you leave. The fifth daily habit guaranteed to change your life is pack your lunch. Don't go out to eat every day at work. At lunchtime, during the day, when you go out with your coworkers or friends, it's impossible to stay focused because when we get hungry, for me at least, I'll just grab whatever looks most delicious as opposed to what I know I should eat. And so for me, one of the best things I've done in order to maintain a low body fat percentage and a super sexy body, to pack my lunch the night before for the next day. The other thing it's going to do is help you save money. The sixth daily habit that will change your life.
Peeps, am I the only one that still brings his lunch to work? I kid you not. I was working at every place I've been at that I've worked at. I would always bring my lunch, but none of my coworkers bring their lunch. So am I the only one that brings their lunch to work? I mean, I should now because I work where I work and because of the hours I work, I don't bring my lunch. But because I work from 5 to about 12 usually. I only work 35 hours a week. But I don't even bring lunch because by the time I get home, it's pretty much still lunch. So I'll eat lunch at home and then I'll eat dinner. But before, yeah, I was bringing my lunch to work. So am I the only one that still does that? Let me know in the comments if you bring your lunch to work.
Is start adding activity to your day. Instead of the elevator, take the stairs. Instead of looking for the closest parking spot, maybe park across the parking lot and actually walk. Look for opportunities. Another pro tip is stand while you work. Figure out a way. If this means
Peeps, if y'all haven't, which y'all probably won't see my desk set up at work, but I actually have a standing desk, so I do work while I do stand up while I work sometimes. I alternate between standing and working. Eventually, I'll be able to get a desk that rises that way I can game and stand too, you know what I'm saying? Instead of always sitting, because that's a chore to do. But yeah, I do that. And matter of fact, I also work out on the floor. Like actually this coming for the next 3 weeks, because we got someone out in shipping, I'll be working in shipping. So that's how I'll be getting my exercise in. And then the amount of walking I do too helps as well. Peace. It's raining outside finally. It's finally raining, peeps. That's why it's so dark in here. So, all right.
you got to prop up your computer on some boxes, do it. There are a lot of really cool desks out there right now, guys, where you can actually stand up and it will actually raise to your level so you can stand and work. Research has actually shown that if you stand as opposed to sit, you're going to burn 0.2 extra calories per minute. Get up, gentlemen. Get your body moving. We were not designed as creatures to sit in one place all day long, hunched over. Gentlemen, you got to get up. You got to look for opportunities to move your ass. And last but certainly not least, the 7th daily habit that will change your life is visualization. Visualization is a tool that a lot of us don't utilize, but I'm telling you, it works. You got to put yourself in the situation, in the scenarios. You've got to be ready, and if you prepare yourself mentally, walk yourself through being successful, so when you actually get the opportunity or you're there, you are prepared because you've already been there in your mind. Here's an example. Say I want you to drop...
Okay, so this is supposed to end the video, so I get what he's saying. Basically, you need to
me like lots of the
visualization. So ultimately, it's about reflection. So as a man, if you ever notice, most men tend to be normally are pretty quiet. They tend to stay to themselves, and they participate in activities where they can just be alone. That's because they want to reflect. Right? Reflection is a big thing, especially for those guys that make a lot of money. So yeah, this is a video about how to be a better man. Thank you for the comment. So I've taught people how to be a better man. Let me just say this, and I just want to make this very clear, okay? I think I've said this before. If you are a man that's out here cheating all the time, that's pretty feminine. I'm just gonna call it for what it is. Masculine men that have a purpose they don't have time to cheat. Peeps, they got things that they're trying to do. When they're in a relationship, they don't have time for the naggy wife. They don't have time for the woman that constantly needs validation. They need a woman that's going to be able to provide value to the relationship, right? You need to find them as the leader. They're going to be the leader, right? So, with that being said, how do you get that type of guy? Those type of guys like feminine women. If you have a problem with being feminine, that's between you, the good Lord, and what you're doing. Continue doing what you're doing because obviously it's working. But what I'm going to tell you right now is if you are wanting a man, and if you're wanting a certain type of man, you got to be feminine because you are what you attract. If you're masculine, you're going to find a more feminine guy. That's just how the laws work. Anyways, y'all take care. Thank you for that great ideal. I am out. Peace.